In February of 2023, we found out that we were having our second daughter. And at our 20-week ultrasound, we found out that she had a very rare chromosome anomaly, mosaic trisomy 16, which led to a very complex heart defect, which we knew would land us at the hospital for a period of time. We had Lila a month early, and we were at CS Mott Children's Hospital, and 2 months at CS Mott, and we were heading home. She was doing good. She had her first heart procedure, growing, thought everything was great. We were home for 3 short weeks, and we found ourselves emergently going back to CS Mott for respiratory failure. And so in that time, we didn't have any housing in place. So I showed up in an ambulance, and I got a hold of my social worker at the hospital, and she says, "We can get you a room at the Ronald McDonald House. We'll put you on the list." I said, "That'd be great." And I got in the next day. And I had no idea how long we were gonna be there for, and we ended up living there for 4 months while caring for Lila. And unfortunately, she passed away November 5th. And so that was the end of our stay at the Ronald McDonald House. And ever since my experience living in the house, I knew I had to give back. I've been a volunteer here for just a year now. I'm considered an in-house volunteer. Normally, my first priority when I get here is I'm making sure that pantry is stacked full. From our experience, I know the house is busy on weekends. You know, it's when all the families come and there's people in there, so I know that pantry's got to be stacked for all the kids to have all the snacks they want. I'll date any donated food that needs to be dated and put away, fold laundry, put it away, just really anything in a typical household that needs to be done, like say at my house or your house. My 3-year-old, she comes with me, and we go outside and we pick up trash. My brother actually donated a tree in Lila's name, and that's out in the courtyard here, and so we'll go out and we'll water sister's tree and do a walk around and just make sure everything's tidy and the families have everything they need when they go to need it. And honestly, I do 6 hours a month, and I never knew that 6 hours a month would heal my broken heart so much. This is my therapy. I think of it as this is my time with Lila. This is how I spend time with her and give back to other families going through the same thing that we went through. I was again stocking the food pantry, and there's a lady sitting in there, and I'm just like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" You know, making conversation, being as friendly as I can, just because you know what people are going through here. And we were chit-chatting and got to talking, and come to find out, she had a baby, and she stayed at the Ronald McDonald House in Ann Arbor, and she had a baby at CS Mott with a congenital heart defect. And so we get to talking, and she had the same surgeon that we picked out for Lila. And I'm just like, what a small world. And you know, we were just talking about our experiences with Mott and the Ronald McDonald House in Ann Arbor, and how grateful we are for this house and how big of an impact they have made on us. And I remember I was having a rough day that day, and I told Lila I needed a sign, and she was my sign. What are the odds that I meet someone who has a baby at Mott, and her kid's 20 years old, and we have the same surgeon? I mean, it was, yeah, that was I'll never forget that experience here. That was my sign for my girl. I know the reason why they're here, and it's usually not good, because if you're staying here, then you have a really sick child that you're caring for. And knowing that I can come here, and maybe that cup of coffee in the morning, or that snack that they grab on the way to their hospital, maybe that lightens their day. And knowing from experience, I know when I woke up in the morning at the Ronald McDonald House and I got my coffee and I saw there's a fresh basket of fruit, and I'm like, man, this is gonna be a good day. I got an orange juice and I got a banana, and I'm going to the hospital to see my girl. And so knowing that, you know, I make sure that these families have that, it's a really feel-good feeling that I am directly helping people. Volunteering here, in my experience, I feel a part of the Ronald McDonald House Charities family. You know, these families, they're bearing the unbearable. And without the donors, the supporters, the volunteers, it wouldn't be possible for us to navigate this. And they are directly impacting families in a positive way.